I believe we are live. What's going on, everybody? I'm glad to be back on another live stream. And today's a bit of a special one because I personally am celebrating 700 subscribers. So, first of all, I have to thank you all for continuing to support my channel and just being here. First of all, make sure to let me know in the chat. Can you just, guys, let me know if you can hear me, you can see me all well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to talking to you guys. You guys ask any questions in the chat. I'll do my best to answer them. Talking movies, TV, whatever you guys want to talk about. And before we get any further into it, make sure to hit that like button so the stream will get boosted in the likes and more people can see it. And if this is your first time seeing me, this is an interesting video to first see me. But make sure to hit that subscribe button, and let's keep continuing to grow this journey or continue to grow this channel. And I'm excited to continue on this journey. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, actually, I just finished Emily the Criminal on Netflix, which just dropped on Netflix today. Highly recommend that one to really, if you have Netflix, it's really just an hour and 30 minutes. Aubrey Plaza kills it. And it's a tight, compact thriller about Aubrey Plaza basically like getting into like the what would you call it? I don't know, criminal business, criminal. She starts going and doing a bit of stuff that you shouldn't be doing. Let's just say that. So I would definitely recommend if you guys have a Netflix subscription, go check it out. It premiered at Sundance, which I did go to for only a day, and I missed it. It wasn't, it wasn't. I don't think it was on during the day that I was there online, but I missed it at Sundance, but then I really wanted to see it because a lot of people were saying that it was like a really good movie. So I waited throughout the year. Now we're in the final month of the year, and it's finally come out on Netflix. So I watched it, and I thought it was really solid. And I definitely think you guys should check it out. It's a pretty fun movie. And then I also checked my phone to see that there was a couple bit of DC bombshells. The Hollywood Reporter dropped an article. I didn't look into it too much. I did read a bit about it. Saw a couple tweets about it. If you guys, I believe Alex mentioned it in the chat, so I will bring it up. But let's get to you guys first of all. We got the View with Drew. What's up, dude? How you doing? Speaking of Alex, Alex is here. I am doing well. I hope you are doing well. And I know we messaged earlier, and it's been a good, what is it, Wednesday? Jeez, feels like just another week going by. Congrats on 700 subs. You came a long way and continue doing the best content. Well, thank you very much. And like I said, I appreciate any and all of you guys' support. So it means the world. Okay, what kind of MCU movies do you prefer, lighthearted or serious? I prefer movies that have a good balance of both of those things. You have a movie like Thor Ragnarok, which can balance it pretty well. And a movie that has Thor in it, Thor Love and Thunder, a highly divisive MCU movie. Arguably, it might be the most divisive MCU movie out there. I really loved it on first watch, then rewatched it just about a month back. Just wanted to make sure that I wanted to make sure that my thoughts on it, if they changed, I wanted to see. I watched on Disney Plus, and I still do really like it, but it definitely fell down a bit in terms of like my ranking of all the movies for this year. It's a uneven movie. I can totally see its problems, and it's a movie that has a hard time balancing the comedy aspects with the pretty serious subject matter, with Jane obviously dealing with cancer and Gore the God Butcher, all that stuff. It doesn't mix completely, it doesn't mix to the best extent, I will say. And I think Taika did a good enough job, but I think he was balancing a lot of two. He was balancing too much. I think that was to its detriment. But that is a movie. I'm circling back to your question now. That is a movie that balanced it both, and I think the answer to your question is I want a movie. I love a movie that can be serious. You think of the Winter Soldier, which is a sort of how would you? It was like a, it's in the thriller genre. What's the word I'm thinking of? Like a paranoid thriller a bit. And so you have a movie like that, and then you also have a movie like Thor Ragnarok, which is pretty lighthearted, but it has some darker elements to it as well. So I think an MCU movie that can balance it, I would be interested in, like Thor: Love and Thunder. Not to the best extent though, but a movie that can both be very serious and funny, but a movie that can just be straight up serious, I'm into. A movie that can be just straight up funny, I'm into. That's the answer to your question. Hello, Scott. How you doing? Um, Thank you, Bill. I appreciate it. I know you. Yeah, that was earlier today. I know you messaged me and you told me that you saw Devotion. So let me know what you thought of it in the chat. Thank you so much. I really like that Lego Indiana Jones profile photo as well. I know you're getting ready for Indiana Jones 5 and the Dial of Destiny coming in June. I'm very excited for that. Okay, so what do I think of the fact that Wonder Woman 3 was canceled? According to the studio, they said it's not up to par. Well, from what I've read in the article, it's not canceled, but Patty Jenkins, the script that she turned in, they are not on board with fully. So they want to go in a different direction for just, I think, the overall future of the DC movies and the overall future of another Wonder Woman movie if they do one with or without Patty Jenkins. Honestly, after 1984, Wonder Woman 1984, I'm feeling a bit, it left a bad taste in my mouth on the Wonder Woman IP as a whole. I really liked the first movie. I think the first movie was probably one of the best DC movies of the last 10 or so years, of course. I know that movie has like a 90 something percent on Rotten Tomatoes. Pretty sure it might be like the highest rated DC movie. Like it's heavily praised by both critics and fans. And then you have followed up with 1984, which was pretty divisive. Some people loved it. Most people were pretty iffy on it, like me. So I'm not opposed to seeing another Wonder Woman movie with Patty Jenkins. I hope she could turn it around a little bit more. Maybe it sounds like the script could use a couple rewrites if they do continue with Patty Jenkins helming it. I'm interested to see what James Gunn and Peter Safran do, because from the article, it sounds like they are turning in their ideas and like their big planning board that they have that they've been working over the past couple days, weeks, since I think they started December 1st or November 1st. I can't remember. But they're like working on the future of the DCU. It sounds like Henry Cavill might not be involved in that future, which sucks to hear. But, never say never. I know that I don't really think like most people, thought we would see him again as Superman, but we saw him in Black Adam. What does that mean for the overall future of the DC movies? I don't know. So the big highlights of it was this comment about Wonder Woman 3 being on hold, I guess we can say. We'll see what they do, take it in a different direction. Then I saw something briefly about the Batman. It looks like they're definitely going to continue with the Batman in that, whether in its own universe or being a part of the new DCU, we'll have to see, but we'll see where they take that. I think that's going to stay the same. Henry Cavill is a bit iffy. And I think the other thing was this might be Jason Momoa's last movie as Aquaman in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, which comes out, I believe, the end of next year, about a year from now. And I think there were talks of they want him to be Lobo, which is a character that I'm not familiar with. I've heard that this is a passion project for Jason Momoa. So, I'll maybe do more research on Lobo if the movie gets announced and if he's involved. I think he's a solid actor. I like him as Aquaman. And so we'll have to see where the future of the DCU goes. I have faith in it, and I think James Gunn is really just taking a hard right turn and just doing a quick 180 and just like rewriting everything that they kind of have been setting up for the past couple movies and just starting new. So we'll see where that goes. We have Jason. Thank you so much for your support, dude. It's only the beginning. Well, I thank you. I hope it's only the beginning too. I look forward to just continue to keep growing this community, like I said. Scott says everything looks and sounds good. That's good. All good on the stream quality. Great. That guy, Nick, what's going on? How you doing? Oh, I can't scroll down. Let me see. There we go. We also got the 700 subs today. Wow. Well, congrats to both of us. That's pretty cool. I'll have to go check out your channel too. After the stream's over. Oh yeah, Emmy the Criminal. Yeah, I'm glad you liked it too. It's not like the best thing. Like I wasn't like blown away by it by any means, but it's definitely one that I would recommend. Definitely one that's kind of flying under people's radar. But now that it's on Netflix, I hope it gets more of an audience because I mean, just briefly touching on like the Wednesday Adams, or I guess it's just called Wednesday. I haven't checked out the show. I've seen the numbers that it's been doing. It's been a what is it? Bigger success, I guess you could call it, than Stranger Things 4, which is crazy. I did not think that this show was going to have that big of a following. It's crazy to me. So maybe I'll have to check it out one of these days. I'm not really in a rush to see it. Like I haven't seen much of Jenna Ortega's work. And Tim Burton is a director that I'm so on. I haven't seen all of his movies, but he's a very distinct style. I wish that show came out I think if it came out in October, like most people thought it would, I might be more, I don't know, might want to check it out more because it kind of fits in that spooky season vibe. But you guys let me know if any of you guys have seen the show. Let me know if I should watch it. I probably wouldn't review it because it's already been out for a couple weeks now. But yeah, let me know if I should watch it. And but basically what I was saying was I hope that this movie, Emily the Criminal, gets more people to see it on Netflix because I know like Bullet Train, that movie has been doing crazy numbers as well. Movies that might have gone under people's radar, but they like the cast or they like someone that's in it, or they like the genre, whatever it may be. And Netflix having such a big audience and subscriber count, I hope that the movie will get more attention. That's basically what I'm saying. Do you find it weird that when Thor 1 and The Incredible Hulk came out, people complained about being too serious? When Thor 4 and She-Hulk were lighthearted, people appreciated those two movies more. Well, here's the thing. I think over time, to be honest, I don't remember, like, I don't specifically remember what people thought of each of those movies when they came out. Like, I don't remember I don't remember that people were complaining about that. And I'm not saying that that's not true, but I just don't remember. So like, I think over time, sometimes movies can get more of a following or more of an appreciation once they see other things that they might be a little bit on, like She-Hulk or Thor: Love and Thunder. I hope that answers your question. Yeah. I think if that's what I don't really find it weird. I mean, people flip on movies all the time. Like, I think when No Way Home came out last year, people like crapped on the Amazing Spider-Man movies, but then like all of a sudden they were like praising them with Andrew Garfield like just being back. Like it was kind of like the thing to praise a movie just because it's like in the pop culture zeitgeist at the moment. So yeah. Oh, well, speaking of Wednesday, I did not see your comment. I haven't seen Netflix. I have seen Netflix. I haven't seen Wednesday, and it is breaking records. And now it's part of pop culture even more. It's crazy that this show has been doing so well. Like I said, good question, Jason. I know that I mentioned to you that I was going to make one. So for a little tidbit for any of you guys that were looking forward to that video, basically in what was that, October, I got a couple movies. At the end of the month, I was like, I'm gonna make an October haul. Then life got in the way. I didn't end up making one, so I just pushed it to November, which was just a week or so ago. And I kind of waited till the last minute, and then by the time I got to like the final couple days left of November, there were just a couple other things I had to do, so I couldn't have time. I didn't find time to film it and edit it. So now it's been delayed to the end of December, which, maybe it'll be even more of a bigger video if I get more movies for like the holidays or whatever, if I purchase more stuff, whatever it may be. So the video is coming out. I promise you it's coming out at the end of December. I really want to get the video out because I have a big, fairly big stack of movies that I want to talk about. And so, yeah. But look forward to that video soon. Probably when you hit maybe New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, something like that. Thank you, Charles. How often do you tinker with your ratings for the year list on Letterboxd? If you mean like my year, like where movies rank up against each other, like in terms of like my 2022 movie releases, I've been messing with them for the past month or so, deciding is this movie better than this movie, because I've been finding like as we've been getting closer to me finally, having to push the button on recording the video for like my favorite movies of the year. I've really been like struggling, like, do I like this movie more? Do I like this movie less? It's hard, man. And I think I'm coming up on like 150 new releases, 2022 releases. I think with Emily the Criminal, I'm now at 137 or 38, I should say. So it's hard. It is really hard. I know you have your own list too. I'm going to keep reevaluating it probably by the daily and just figure out what I just want to make sure that by the time I finish the video, it's set in stone. I feel confident with my list, how stuff ranks amongst each other. I know because last year, like, I really liked my list by the time I filmed the video. Then I watched a couple more 2021 releases, and the list kind of changed a bit, but whatever. You can't really do much about that. Aside from just adding as you see things, of course. I mean, okay. So I hope you answered them. I hope I answered that. Yes, you have the Darth Vader profile photo. I remember. Of course, you felt it was time for a change. It's always good for change. Change is a very welcome thing. Might be very scary, but it's welcomed. There's your wisdom. Devotion is very solid. Okay, Jonathan Majors and Glenn Powell crush it. A little by the numbers at times, but well worth a look for those lead performances and the craft of it. That's good to know. I believe I don't know if it's still playing near me. I'll have to see it. I don't really know if I'm going to rush out to the theater to go see it because there's just other movies that I want to check out before the end of the year. So we'll see about that. But I definitely want to check it out once it hits. What is it? I forget who released it. Whatever streaming platform it goes to, I'll watch it then. And I look forward to watching it because I love Jonathan Majors and Glenn Powell. And it seems like another Top Gun-esque movie. I know people have been comparing it to that. And I think it's even getting a little overshadowed by Top Gun Maverick. But I look forward to checking it out eventually. And speaking of Top Gun Maverick, Jason asked, do you think you'll see Top Gun Maverick again in theaters? It's in theaters until the 15th. I might see it again this weekend or early next week. Probably not. Just because, I own the 4K, and I like, as much as I love the movie theater experience, I've seen Top Gun already. Excuse me. In theaters, of course. So I think 4K is just good enough. I have to take a sip of water. Yeah. Talking for a while is not easy, guys. Speaking of indie, what are your thoughts after the teaser? Personally, I'm kind of worried. Maybe they should have just left it alone. You mean the IP itself? So I think I was busy. I'm trying to think of when the teaser came out. What was it? It was last Thursday. That's right. Yeah, I was busy when it dropped, and I wanted to make a reaction to it, but I just couldn't. But I did react to the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 trailer. So if you haven't seen my reaction to that, go check it out. But the Indiana Jones 5 trailer, I thought it was awesome. I am so excited for that movie. I was already excited. That trailer got me hyped. The score, just how it integrated the music. And I know actually a couple people were complaining about the music in the trailer. I thought it was cut together very nicely. I'm interested to see. We didn't get much of. Obviously, it's just a teaser trailer. The word's still 7 months out from the movie releasing. So we'll obviously get another trailer, probably 2 more. So we'll get more of an idea of what the movie's about. I want to see more of Mads Mikkelsen, and we'll see what his role, in the movie is. And Harrison Ford looks great, and yeah, I'm really excited for it. I mean, well, interesting fact. I can't remember if I mentioned this before, but I haven't seen Indiana Jones 3 and 4. I've seen 1 and 2, a number of times, but I've never seen The Last Crusade, I believe it is, and what is it? What was the fourth one? Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Yes. So those are the two movies I haven't seen. I'm obviously going to watch them before Indiana Jones 5 and probably do some sort of ranking video. But I haven't seen those movies, so I can't really tell you if I feel like they should have left it alone after however 4 ended. I think it's a property that's just has you're leaving money on the table if you don't touch it. So I understand why they did it. And from that little teaser trailer alone, it looks like James Mangold did something pretty special with this movie. But one can only hope. Trailers can be misleading a lot of times, surprisingly. Did you see a lot of news regarding to the Sundance Film Festival that will be taking place? Yes. So today they announced the lineup of all the movies that are going to be playing at the festival. I the thing is like after Sundance is when you start hearing bigger things about the movie as people have seen them. So it's hard to pick. I'll probably go on it's at the end of January. I'll probably go on like the Saturday. And by go, I mean I'll buy a virtual pass to watch a couple of the movies for one of the days. And I took a brief look at it, and it's hard to pick and choose. I think what I'll do is once I pick the date of whenever I'm free to watch the movies, then I'll see what's playing that day, and then I'll get more specific on what I want to see, whatever's playing that day. One movie in particular, though, has Ben Platt in it. I believe it's called like Music Camp or something like that. It From the premise alone, it just sounds like it seems like it could be like an underdog hit, or it could go pretty poorly. We'll have to see. I'm a fan of Ben Platt. And it also has the girl from Shiva Baby, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's where she was from. And so she was in something else too. I can't remember her name, but I don't know if any of you guys checked out the Sundance Film Festival lineup. I'm excited for it. I love the festival. I love the idea of movie fans across the country. It might be worldwide, actually. I don't know if you can watch it across the globe, but the idea of all of us getting to in person, and I know they started that again back last year, but also virtually coming together to watch some movies, sometimes months in advance, sometimes years in advance, or year in advance. Um, just coming together and watching movies and keeping our eye out on movies and telling people to keep your eye out for the movie that might be coming out later in the year. It's just fun. And you just see some movies that you might not see on an HBO Max, on a Netflix. So those are my thoughts on it. Thank you so much, Yurik. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. In terms of anticipation, my number one 2023 movie, I was just thinking today, I was like, I really got to start making the list. I know last year I did 15 movies. Like I went from 15 to 1, obviously. I might have to do 20 this year because there is so many movies coming out next year. It is crazy. I mean, and just a quick side note, this year for movies, for me personally, it hasn't been as good as 2021. I don't know if you guys agree. If you guys disagree, let me know in the chat. I think that last year I just had a lot more movies that knocked it out of the park. This year has had more surprisingly disappointing movies for me personally. I think of Glass Onion. I think of Fablemans. I think of what else? What else off the top of my head? I don't know. Spirited. That was a bit disappointing. And then there's a couple movies there's a bunch of movies that have been really solid to great this year. Not too many movies that have been spectacular. I think I probably have 5 or 6 of them, whereas last year I had like 10, 15. So I think, but if I had to choose my number one most anticipated movie for next year, it's either Honestly, it might be Guardians of the Galaxy 3 or Barbie. Yeah. So one of the movies we've seen more images from, and obviously a trailer from. And one of the movies we've seen, I think, 2 images from, and we don't even have a plot synopsis. But the cast alone is selling me on it, and that's Barbie, of course. So it's a toss up, but once I specify the list and then film the video, of course, I'll have it out probably like January 1st. I'll probably is when I'll post my most anticipated movies of next year video. So look forward to that. We got under a month left. Mine's The Little Mermaid. Oh, for number one most anticipated movie of next year. That's a good one too. Probably in my top 5. Probably. Maybe top 10 definitely. I don't know, top 5. Oh yeah, from the trailer, I think Halle Berry, not is no Halle Berry, Haley Berry, I believe, is the one I'm thinking of. She just that one clip of her just singing Under the Sea, obviously from the trailer. If you guys saw my reaction, my jaw was damn near on the floor. I was like, wow, she is so talented. Can't wait to see what she does in the role. How would I rank James Cameron's movies? Let me pull up the list of James Cameron movies. James Cameron. Let's see. I have seen, and so the movies that he's directed, I've only seen Avatar, Terminator 1, 2, Aliens, True Lies. So I haven't seen The Abyss. Obviously, the new Avatar and Titanic, surprisingly. I know, Jason, I'll watch that one day for you, man. In terms of the ones that I've seen, I'm going to rewatch Avatar this weekend, so it's tough because I don't have like fresh thoughts on it. Probably Terminator 2 at the top. Aliens, I don't know if I like Terminator more than Aliens. Probably. So Terminator 2, Terminator, Aliens. Oh, I forgot about True Lies. I would say Terminator 2, True Lies, Terminator, Aliens, and Avatar is going to fit somewhere in there. Of the James Cameron movies that I've seen, that is my very scuffed ranking. Oh, and speaking of Titanic, are you going to watch Titanic in February? I believe that's when it's being re-released in theaters. I think it's getting re-released, but it's also, what is that, the third? No, it's not the 30th. It's the 25th anniversary, right? I think. I'm gonna watch it. Like I said, I'm gonna watch it soon for you, Jason. Maybe if I'm gonna get on a James Cameron kick with Avatar coming out next week, gonna watch Avatar this weekend. Maybe I'll check it out even this month. Maybe. And when I watch it, I'll make sure to let you know. I promise. Oh yeah, Alex says tomorrow I'm going back to the theaters for a surprise screening. Hopefully it's something good. Yeah, you're going to see a test screening. I remember you told me about that. I hope it's something cool too, man. I know after whatever you see, you can't really speak much about your thoughts on it or what the movie has in store for audiences across the world. But if you can, let me know even what movie it was. I know that's very hush hush, and you have to sign NDAs and all that stuff. But if you do watch something really cool, you let me know. Or regardless if it's cool or something bad, just let me know what you watch if you can, of course. Let's see. What's one movie from 2022 that you would show to hang out with your best friends, to your parents, and an early on date? One movie for each. Oh, geez. Okay. Let's see. Off the top of my head. That's actually pretty easy. With my best friends, Top Gun Maverick, 100%. That's a movie that you can put on any day of the week, any day of the year, and just have a blast with. It's a movie that, I mean, in terms of movies that I guess require your attention, like it's a movie that like whether if we were talking and had it on the background, it's one of those movies that could work for that. And just the aerial sequences. It's a movie that people, you know, whether you're male, female, non-binary, whatever it may be, black, white, this is a movie that just unites audiences, and you can just appreciate it for being a movie. So that's a movie that I would show to my best friends. To my parents, Cha Cha Real Smooth, because I do want to show that to them before the end of the year. Early on date, if I wanted something like romantic or like a romantic comedy, you know what's a movie that not a lot of people are talking about that I thought was pretty solid? The first one that comes to mind, surprisingly enough, was I Want You Back. It's on Amazon Prime and has Jenny Slate and Charlie Day in it. It's a pretty sweet rom-com. Doesn't really do anything new, but it's a sweet movie. So probably a one-time watch, but it's one that has a lot of charming elements to it. So I hope that answers all of those. And yeah, but also I'm looking forward to something at Tiffany's or something from Tiffany's. I forget if it's at or from, coming out this Friday on Amazon Prime. I love Zoe Deutsch, and I can't wait to see if that's. I hope that's just a really good movie. Speaking of rom-coms, I guess. What do I think of Top Gun Maverick? Or Top Gun Maverick. What do I think of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness winning Best Picture? I think, or is it fan favorite movie at the People's Choice Awards? One against Maverick and the Batman. It's people's choice, right? It's a people just vote on whatever movie they thought was the best, and if people, I'm glad that a lot of people liked Multiverse of Madness. I mean, if it won and beat those two movies specifically, it means a lot of people liked it. So I think it's cool, but it's something that you take with a grain of salt because it's the People's Choice Awards. It doesn't compare against something like the Oscars, of course, but I know that you understand that too. But so yeah, those are my thoughts on it. What is the worst movie of 2007? Oh, you picked such a good one. Halloween. I despise that movie. Let me look. Let's see. By the way, my go-to place to look for movies that came out in a specific year, if you guys have Letterboxd, which if you don't have Letterboxd, get Letterboxd if you're a movie fan, of course. And you go to the search tab, and then you go to release dates. Then you can pick 2000s, of course. Then I go into 2007. I can see all the movies logged on this, or I guess accounted for on this app that came out in 2007. So right now, I'm just briefly scrolling through. Nothing is particularly standing out to me. There was some a lot of just very mediocre movies that year. Something about the late 2000s, early 2010s. There was a lot of duds. The Halloween 2007 movie, that's a really good pick. Probably my pick. If I really had to look at all the movies, it would probably be my pick. When you saw Top Gun Maverick last Saturday in the theater, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania trailer looked incredible. Totally agreed. Then we had Cocaine Bear. After that, nothing but laughs. What a quick turnaround you had from yeah, okay. That's pretty something. A Marvel movie to a bear on, that special drug. That's pretty cool. That movie's gonna be wild. I'm looking forward to that. What do I think of the reviews for Avatar: The Way of Water? What is it with James Cameron making great sequels? I don't know. I can't specifically touch on if I obviously think it's a great sequel. I haven't seen the movie yet. I'll see it a week from tomorrow. Yeah. So I definitely, after hearing people tweeting about it and seeing the out of theater reaction, stuff like that, I'm a lot more excited for it. But I'm still, I have to check my expectations at the door because sometimes it's hard when you're looking forward to something it's very easy for you to be disappointed with something that you have such high expectations for, and you're just so excited for it. So I'm just cautiously optimistic. I have that vibe of I guess I really am excited for it, but I'm just going in slowly, and we'll see where that takes me. But I really hope I love it, like it seems like many other people are. So many movies coming out next year. No kidding. Last Crusade is regarded as the second best indie film. Yeah, I think some people even like it more than Raiders of the Lost Ark, and I can't wait to see what I think of it. I'll probably watch it end of May or early June for the movie. We got some love for Temple of Doom. Nice. Rachel Sennett. Yes. Yeah. You know it. Movie from 2022 that you felt your opinion shift on one way or the other. Oh, gotta go back to Letterboxd. Gotta look at the list. Felt my opinion shift on. Well, I know I mentioned it earlier, but I guess two movies that really fit that answer is Thor: Love and Thunder and Multiverse of Madness. On first viewing, those were top 5 movies of the year for me, and then rewatched them, and could definitely see its flaws. Thor: Love and Thunder being a tonally inconsistent movie, and Multiverse of Madness being a movie that has pacing issues. I found on second viewing. I'm going to go back to my review. With the pacing, but what really stood out to me was Sam Raimi's direction. Just so good in that movie, and Elizabeth Olsen absolutely just being incredible per usual. And speaking of Elizabeth Olsen, I don't know if I have any Elizabeth Olsen fans in the chat here. There's going to be her new show, I believe it's called Love and Death. It's an HBO original coming out. The date just came. I think just was announced today. It's like January 10th or something. I'm gonna look it up. I don't want to get it wrong. I'm already getting. That's like probably my most anticipated show of next year, honestly. Elizabeth Olsen. I guess she won an award last night at the People's Choice Awards. Hang on. What is it? Love and Death? Is that not what it's called? Now I really want to look it up. Hang on. Let's see. Elizabeth Olsen. Okay, I was right. It's Love and Death. Okay, IMDb doesn't have the official release date yet. I definitely saw it on Twitter though. January 15th, I believe. But if someone wants to fact check me on that. What is Blue Beetle? Good question. What I know, Blue Beetle is a Latino character from the comics, of course, DC Comics, that I'm pretty sure he had his own TV show. It's a movie coming out next year as well. Apparently, like at test screenings, it's gotten very not very well reviews, but like it's tested very highly. I guess that's the right phrase to say. Just from like a couple things I've seen on Twitter. So that's a movie that I'm looking forward to. I don't know much about the character. I'm sure there's obviously info on the internet if you really wanted to look it up, but it's really like, I'm gonna butcher his name, but I feel like Jolo Maraduena from Cobra Kai. If there's any Cobra Kai fans in the chat, he's playing Blue Beetle himself. So it's a movie that I'm looking forward to. Maybe not my most anticipated movie of the next year, but it's a movie that's quietly sneaking up on a couple people, including myself, I think. I could be wrong, though. Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with Short Round. You got Ke Huy Quan, who is just incredible. And by the way, him and I share a birthday, August 20th. Shout out to Ki-Hek Won. How would you rank Ryan Coogler's movies after Wakanda Forever? What is that? Fruitvale Station, Creed, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I think Wakanda Forever's okay. Black Panther's number one. Just underneath that is Creed, but I haven't seen that movie in a while, so take this ranking with a grain of salt. And just a heads up for anyone, if you want to know like how I do my ranking videos, I really show notification. I really have to rewatch the movie before I go into making a video, whether that's a directing, like a specific director's filmography, or like an MCU movie. Like the reason why I haven't made like an MCU full movie ranking video is because I need to sit down and rewatch like 30 movies, and it's like there's not enough time for me to do that. So, but Black Panther at number one, followed by Creed. Just underneath that is Fruitvale Station, and I think Wakanda Forever is in last place. But he has not had a bad movie. He is 4 for 4. I could be missing one of his movies. Let me know. But yeah. Bill agrees on. Okay, I'm glad we agree. So does Alex. A more memorable year. I would agree. I mean, like this year's had like some real highs, but a fair share of lows and mid-tier movies. Terminator 2 is an excellent action movie, and tell me if you agreed. Is it the best action movie of all time, or ever made in this case? I don't know if I'm willing to say it is the best. It is one of the best. It's probably top 10. I know there's so many people that say it is like the best. I don't know if I'm there yet. 25th anniversary. Okay, I was close. Did it come out in 1997? 25 years later, that's 2022, right? Am I wrong? Did it come out in 1998? Jason, you let me know. I know you're the Titanic aficionado. You tell me. Alex says that Titanic is an amazing film. So does Drew. Bill's talking about, yeah, Yes, I Want You Back is really cool. Good date movie for sure. Yeah, and I'm trying to think of another movie that would be good for a date, but I think that's my pick. That's my pick. Oh yeah, you're talking about how many times you've seen the movie. 237 times that you've seen it since. Okay, so it did come out in 1997. Well, do you know that why then they're doing a re-release? Oh, well, to not compete with Avatar 2, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I remember I saw I can't remember if you posted it or if you sent it to me that you took a photo of you watching it on VHS. Like, props to you. The fact that you still have a VHS player, and a TV that is compatible with a VHS player, that's pretty impressive. Yeah, people vote, no critics. I mean, like a Rotten Tomatoes critic could vote because it's just anyone. They are people. So, Bill's asking me about what kind of film career interests you the most? Journalist, critic, behind the scenes kind of work, acting. I really want to do. My whole thing is I want to make movies, and this whole channel was a big, like, it's kind of like that. It opened the door for me to talk about my love for movies, and that's why I do this. And I'm just showing like my appreciation for it, reviewing them, critiquing them. I use that word very lightly. But I don't want to. This isn't something that like I wouldn't want to do forever. Being a critic or a reviewer, whatever you want to call me, like I said. So I definitely want to make movies. That's what I want to do. We got my good friend Cooper in here. I can't believe that you're already at 700 subscribers. You've gotten so far in your YouTube career. YouTube career. I like that. I remember when you first started a YouTube channel. I remember when I first started it too. If you guys go back to my Zack Snyder's Justice League review, I really was very shy, and I hope that I mean, you guys tell me if you've seen change over the past. It's nearly been 2 years, coming up in 2 years in March that I've been doing YouTube. So it's pretty cool. It's been a fun little journey, and I'm so glad that I'm doing it. Really, yeah. Cocaine Bear. Yep. Oh, Dune Part Two. Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure you told me that Dune was like your favorite movie of last year. So is that a movie that makes my most anticipated? Because I did really like Dune. Not a movie that I loved though. Close to loving, but there's just a couple things holding it back, and it's not a world that I'm so eager to go back into. Like, let's say come July 2023, when I make my most anticipated movies for the rest of the year, it'll probably hit it because I'm pretty sure it comes out in October or November. So, oh God, discuss your thoughts on Zoe Deutsch for no less than 2 minutes. All right, I'll start now. Why is she one of my favorite actresses? Well, I think she's incredibly talented. And if you need any further explanation on why she's so talented, go watch The Outfit on Peacock. I'm pretty sure it's still on there. Might be on Amazon Prime too. Also, her leading performance in Not Okay, the performance that really carries the movie. There are a lot of fun elements in that movie, but she really carries it. So if you want to see her with her acting chops really shown to the full extent, go watch those two movies. I have to still check out Set It Up with her and Glenn Powell, which is a movie that I want to watch soon. It's a rom com with her in it and Glenn Powell. That sounds right up my alley. And yeah, she's just really talented, and she's beautiful. And I think, and I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, you saw that I posted on my Instagram story last week that she liked my Instagram comment. So I don't know if this means that we're friends now, but maybe, just maybe. um, yeah, absolute classic. Favorite foreign film? There's a couple. Parasite, Memories of Murder. Why am I blanking? Like those are like the first two. Funny enough, both Bong Joon Ho movies. Let me see. I'm gonna go once again. I'm going to Letterbox. Let's see. Oh, of this year, it's still my top five. The Worst Person in the World. I can't believe I just blanked on that. Another Round from 2020. So good. The Hunt, which also stars Mads Mikkelsen. Um, Incredibly underrated movie. All Quiet on the Western Front. That's also a movie that's in my top 10 of this year. Parallel Mothers is a movie that I watched sometime earlier this year. I can't remember when, but totally surprised me. Came out last year. One of the sleeper movies of last year. Not enough people are talking about that one. Yeah, those are just a few. And funny, like I said, like Bong Joon Ho, he's just so talented, and he's made not just some of the best foreign films ever made, but some of the best movies ever made. That's a pretty big accomplishment. You guys are still talking about Terminator 2. Let's see. This the other show about. Oh, you're talking about Love and Death. Yes, it is. I think this is more of like a dark comedy though, comparing it to like the one with Jessica Biel. Yeah, I believe she was in it. I didn't watch that show, but I believe it is about. It's based on a true story. I know that. Uh, okay, still got some Terminator 2 love, some Titanic love. I love it. Which action villain do you like more? T-1000, Hans Gruber, or Agent Smith? How would I rank them? So we got the T-1000, obviously from Terminator, Hans Gruber from Die Hard, and Agent Smith, I believe that's the character's name from The Matrix. Uh, Hans Gruber probably number one. Well, I think I need a refresher on my Terminator knowledge. Does Arnold play the T-1000? Is he like his specific model T-1000? Because if it's Arnold himself, I have to look that up. Terminator 2. Oh, T1. No, of course it's not Arnold. What am I saying? It's Robert Patrick, the villain of Terminator 2. That's my fault. That's a fairly like one-note villain from what I remember. So I'll probably have to go with Hans Gruber number one, T-1000, and then Agent Smith because I'm just not the biggest fan of the Matrix movies. We've got a couple more rankings. Nice. February 19th. Okay, 4 films. Awesome. Oh, there's so many. Well, if I'm looking up because I have a wall of posters right here, and most of my favorite movies, well, no, I mean, I guess you could say a majority of them are from the 2010s, but you have some 80s, 90s, 2000s. Obviously Parasite, obviously The Social Network, obviously any big highlights of MCU movies. What else? That's so hard. Like I really had to think about that. Those are just a couple. I'm trying to think of other movies that won Best Picture. What else came out in 2019? Because that was such a good year. Gosh, this is really hard, dude. A Quiet Place. Yeah, those are just a few. But if I really had to think about it, I could probably give you a couple more highlights. Favorite MCU character from the Infinity Saga? So these are obviously like Captain America, Iron Man. I think Spider-Man falls into that too. Who else? Black Widow. Probably Captain America. I've always been a Captain America guy rather than an Iron Man guy. No hate to Iron Man fans or just Iron Man in general, but I've always been a Captain America guy. Team Cap all the way. So probably Captain America. So, I mean, coming in second would probably be like Spider-Man. So I like that question. Maybe one day I'll do like a tier ranking video. I've always wanted to do one of those. Do you have any favorite YouTubers that you watch, or is there one YouTuber who inspired you to start the channel? Well, I mean, there's so many to name off the top of my head that like I couldn't name them off the top of my head of favorite YouTubers. I don't want to miss anyone that I watch. Obviously, like all of my good friends in this community of content creators that we kind of have here on this. I don't know what you would call this little community we have on YouTube here, but the one that really in terms of film criticism and film reviewing stuff, I didn't really pay much attention to it until I saw Chris Stuckman. I saw, funny enough, a video of him in the first video I watched of his. I was a bit late to the Chris Stuckman party. I didn't watch a video of his until 2019, late 2019. I was looking at my YouTube trending page and I saw, I believe he was number one for his Joker review. And I had just seen the movie, I was going to go see it, and I was like, ooh, this looks interesting. And then just went down the rabbit hole. Haven't come back from it, obviously. So it sounds cliche to say that, Chris Stuckman was the inspiration for, I'm getting a call. And Chris Stuckman was the inspiration for everyone starting a YouTube channel, but it's the truth. Let's see. Scrolling through the chat a little bit more. I mean, who isn't a Zoe Deutsch fan? Her mom, if anyone doesn't know, is Leah Thompson from the Back to the Future movies. So, yeah, she's just awesome. Movies and Train Studios, how's it going, dude? Thank you so much for your support. And yes, it is a pretty big milestone. I can't wait to keep making content and keep growing this channel. Do you ever think about jumping into podcasting in addition to what you're doing on YouTube? Yeah, but I feel like honestly, like I would be worried about like being consistent with it because podcasting that's like obviously long form content. And I think I don't know, like podcasting episodes would probably be like I feel like most of them are at least an hour plus. I don't know what I would do talking about movie news and stuff, but there's obviously so many people are doing it out there. Like maybe one day. As of right now, I'm not really thinking about it. But it's not something that I'm opposed to or jump into. Yeah, I'm not as like pressed or anything, but I am gonna go. Probably, I mean, maybe 2 days, but most likely just one day, and see as many movies as I can. Last year, I saw, or technically still this year, I saw five, five or six, and then 2021 I saw four. No, four. Yeah, four in 2021, and then five this year. That's right. Yeah. Let's see. Alex was talking about apparently James Cameron create his creation on both Terminator and Avatar was based on his own dreams. He had a major fever. He had a dream and saw the Terminator machine. That's interesting. I did not know that. I was just watching an interview with James Cameron today, and he's a funny guy, and he's just such a big inspiration for I think anyone that wants to make movies, especially movies on that big of a level like an Avatar, Terminator, Titanic. He's he's someone to look up to for sure. I got Stuckmanized. I did get Stuckmanized. You're damn right I did. Pizza or cheeseburger? Da, 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 da. Pizza's like my go-to when people ask me like my favorite food. That's just my go-to. So got to go with pizza. But speaking of cheeseburger, I love me a good cheeseburger, and I finally saw the menu last night. It was half off Tuesdays. Went to go to the movies. I was like, I got nothing else to do. I want to go see this movie now, and I wanted to see it definitely before the end of the year. I made that video because it's in a bunch of people's top 10, top 20, whatever it is. People were raving about it. Finally saw it, and it was a blast. It was just so much fun. I think it's in like my top 15 of the year now. It's just a movie that is so fresh and funny and dark, and it has that very like dark sense of like you have to appreciate its what am I trying to say? It's a movie that definitely is for fans of the dark comedy subgenre. That's what I would say. And it's a movie that's not going to work for a lot of people, but for me it worked, and that's why it is definitely one of my favorites of the year. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because a cheeseburger plays a very key role in the end of that movie. That cheeseburger looked really good, but I could have done without the onions. I'm not a big onions guy. Movies and Train Studios asks, check out Three Kings currently any good? I think I've heard of that movie, but I definitely haven't seen it. Let me look it up. Three Kings. Oh yes, this is right. It's a David O. Russell movie. Okay, George Clooney, Mark Wahlberg, Ice Cube. Oh, I've not seen this movie, so I unfortunately can't give you my thoughts on it. But afterwards, um, maybe I don't know if you finish it by the time that we're still doing this, but maybe it's a movie I should check out. If anyone else has seen it, let me know. My friends were getting into a debate earlier about what the best Pringle flavor was. Oh, I'm going easy Pringles original. It's the best one. I'm a very simple guy, I guess. If you want to call me basic, I'm basic. That's my go-to. The rest of them are just kind of and like sour cream and onion, sure, but I'd probably go the original ones. Yeah, that cheeseburger in the menu, like completely fire emoji, totally fire emoji. And I'll probably wrap it up just about with this because we have been going for an hour now. But Alex was talking about James Cameron has a very interesting approach to interviews and the way, yeah, the way he says things. Brandon Davis from comicbook.com was talking about visual effects and in like how the audience perception of like whether they're good or bad, I believe it was. And James Cameron interrupted him mid question. He was like, the audience just don't give a shit. And like it was just so funny. He's a funny guy, but he's a man that speaks his truth. He speaks what's on his mind, and I respect him for that. You know, yeah. Hey, dude, basic people unite. You and me both, Jason. Um, is there a favorite video game franchise you would like to see adapted to a movie or TV series? I'm not much of a gamer. Well, specifically like story mode games. I would be lying to you if I said that I was. So, off the top of my head, not one comes to. There's not one that comes to mind. But I do really. I'm gonna. I want to say that I'm gonna start it soon. I know that I have to get on it because The Last of Us, the show premieres in a week and a month from a month a month from now, and then a week later, whatever you want to say. It premieres on like January 15th. So I got to start playing that game if I want to get caught up and get excited because I've heard nothing but great things about that game. I'm looking forward to the show. The trailers were awesome. I'm just excited for it. So I'm going to have to play that game. But that's a video game franchise that's now being adapted. So yeah. Original Pringles, the best. Question for everyone. Do you think Hugh Jackman owns the role of Wolverine, or do you feel someone else can maybe top him? Top him? That would be really, really, really hard. That's a really hard thing to do. Can anyone top him? I don't know. I don't know who they're gonna. If Marvel, specifically Kevin Feige, I want to see more of Wolverine in a new iteration in the MCU. I know that obviously Hugh Jackman's coming back for Deadpool 3, but that's definitely gonna be a one and done, and I'm okay with that. And I want to see more. Give us a new iteration of the character, take him on a new journey, whether that's a Taron Egerton playing him or a Daniel Radcliffe. I'm just like two big fan casts. Like I don't know who's gonna play him. I trust Kevin Feige to cast the role and cast someone that's a good actor and someone can suit the role well. So will anyone ever top Hugh Jackman? I don't know. It's always possible though. It's always possible. Speaking of cheeseburgers, I don't know if anyone remembers, but Pringles used to make a cheeseburger flavor. I don't know if I tried that. That's interesting. I remember them being good though. I don't know if I've had them. But yeah, I'll have to keep an eye out for them if I see them at a store near me. Yeah, Scott says I think Jackman is Wolverine just like no one else can play Indiana Jones. Well, I'd be interested to see if we're definitely going to get another Indiana Jones. Someone's going to take on the mantle, whether that's in a show or a movie. Someone's going to do it. I know Chris Pratt was in talks to be the new Indiana Jones for a while, but he's got too many franchises already. Give it to someone else. Give it to an up-and-comer. That'd be awesome. So we'll see who plays the next Indiana Jones, if there is another one. Just something to think about. Jason also agrees nobody else I can think of to replace him. It's hard. Like he just set such a high bar. It's gonna be hard to top. And Jackman owns the role because no one plays an animal like he does. He when he's unhinged, he's unhinged. When he's sincere and when he delivers on the emotional moments, it's powerful stuff. It's powerful stuff. And I know you have the Logan, you have, I guess, what is the Logan poster as your profile photo. So I love that. I think they've got to give it time before someone makes the attempt. Oh, you're talking about Wolverine. Yeah. I think if I had to say within the next 5 years, we're going to see someone definitely cast as the new Wolverine and someone taking on the mantle, most likely. But I could be wrong. Maybe they wait even longer. Maybe they don't even do it, like I said. And we'll end off with this. Just catch this before going to sleep. Doing a really great job. Well, thank you so much, and don't change anything. I really appreciate that. And guys, that's going to do it for this stream. We've been going for a little bit over an hour now. Thank you so much for joining and talking to me and hearing me ramble on and answer your questions. I appreciate it. And again, make sure to hit that like button. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you on this journey with me, and I look forward to keep talking movies with you guys for this next month and then into 2023, 2024. It's just so excited for it all. In terms of content coming soon over the next couple of days, I'll be seeing Avatar 2 next week, and hopefully, I don't know, probably won't be seeing Babylon next week, but then the following week I'll be seeing that, and then it's just, it's Christmas time. If I don't go live before then, happy holidays to everyone. I hope everyone has a good New Year as well. Bill, shout out to you. Scott, oh, if I could click on it. Jason, just everyone that's been in here. Thank you. You as well, Charles. And so thank you guys again for joining. Hit that like and subscribe button once again. My name is Ben. People call me Meter. I'll see you guys in the next live stream or video. Take care, guys.